Sitting in the office today, picked up Mark Levin's book, Liberty and Tyranny. If you haven't got this book, I highly recommend it. It's very, very good. Um, but it's not a plug for Mark Levin. I don't make any money by promoting his book. I just think he's an excellent writer and he really knows how to bring the facts to a subject. But I wanted to talk a little bit about the psychotic behavior of those on television. They are screaming and yelling about how we as human beings are affecting the climate, when in reality, we cannot affect the climate. Nature is what nature is. Nature's going to do what nature does. Yes, we can control some way the wind affects our homes by planting trees around it and building wind barriers. That's going to protect our homes. We can use the environment by having solar, wind energy, and those kind of things. Those are things we can do to harness the power of the wind and the power of the sun, but those are not reliable sources. We as human beings on this planet really are not causing that much of a problem. They scream all the time that carbon monoxide or carbon dioxide is, a poison. Carbon monoxide is a poison, but carbon dioxide is what we exhale. And as we exhale, that stuff goes out into the planet, and that's what plants breathe. And then when plants exhale, they exhale oxygen. It's a brilliant system. And for us to think that we can control that system is really asinine when you think about it that way. But I wanted to read this to you because I think it's fascinating. It says, science, broadly defined, is a door to knowledge. Although the statist is fond of accusing the conservative of slamming the door shut, it is actually the statist who abandons science. Just as he abandons the law of nature, reason, experience, economics, and modernity, when he promotes what can be best characterized as envirostatism. His pursuit, after all, is power, not truth. With the assistance of a pliant and sympathetic media, the statist uses junk science, misrepresentation, and fear-mongering to promote public health and environmental scares, because he realizes that in a true, widespread health emergency, the public expects the government to act aggressively to address the crisis despite traditional limitations on governmental authority. The more dire the threat, the more liberty people are usually willing to surrender. Read that last line again. The more dire the threat, the more liberty people are usually willing to surrender. I think this is an important point to make. That as a crisis increases in fear, say a hurricane or a tornado or a fire or a flood, when those situations arise, we tend to panic. It's human nature to panic. And as we panic, the government seizes an opportunity to come in and make changes to our way of life, granting them more power. It is imperative for us to be on our game. It is so important for us to think before we act, to think about the situation and realize we really are not in that dire of a situation. Those who are complaining about environmental crisis or climate crisis are really the ones who are leaving a bigger carbon footprint than you and I. These Hollywood types, these people who are self-righteous, flying around on private Learjets, going around in SUV caravans, going coast to coast, talking about climate crisis and leaving a bigger carbon footprint than you and I ever will even dream of. Yes, we have homes. Yes, we have cars. Yes, we breathe carbon dioxide. But we are not the problem. And cow farts are not the problem. The problem is the government trying to be bigger. That is the problem. So please be aware when people are talking about a climate crisis. Realize that their end game is to take your freedoms away. That's what they're trying to do. As always, I hope and pray God will protect you personally and bless your life, and may He bless the lives of those around you. May God also bless the United States of America. Have a great day.